guys, what's up? We have a brand new card along with some reprints. Now, it doesn't mention where in the article you can find these cards or where it will be released, but this is still some new information nonetheless. Now, the brand new card is to be called Storm Cipher. This is a level 4 dark cyberse monster with 2400 attack and 0 defense, and its effect is 1. This card cannot attack directly and cannot attack monsters your opponent controls in an extra monster zone. 2. This card is unaffected by the activated effects of monsters in the extra monster zone, and it cannot be destroyed by battle with monsters your opponent controls in an extra monster zone. This card is an attempt to combat the nature of extra deck monsters, but with enough restriction to not make it an extra deck destroyer, and frankly it's far too low leveled to manage that in the first place. The attack stat is good. You can compare this maybe as like a Link version of something like Xyz Slayer. That is in part for show. Sometimes Konami releases cards that may not do much, but are there to warn your opponent not to attack recklessly. And another example of this is something like Rare Metal Dragon, which is a Dark Dragon level 4 with 2400 attack and 1200 defense. Now, that seems like far too strong for a level 4 monster. Well, you would normally be quite correct about it. Outside of the fact it cannot be normal summoned or set, it must rely on something forcing its own special summon. The first effect to not attack directly is a large disadvantage. However, there are support cards that provide that same disadvantage, so in that case it would be worth running or adding those cards to this, especially if they are attack increasing cards, and the prevention of acting against extra monster zone is to prevent it from being too strong. As for the second effect, this works as some form of balance, as whilst it cannot act as a threat to the extra monster zone, it in turn cannot be dealt with by their effects, nor by their attack stat through battles. The main downside of this, which you notice I have yet to mention, is it only works against the extra monster zone, rather than extra deck monsters themselves. So your opponent could just bring out a Link monster, go for an extra deck monster, and place it into a main monster zone, therefore being able to run over this card. This is best described as a one-turn stalling card. As for the reprints, these include Traptrix Trap Hole Nightmare. This is a normal trap card that says, when a monster that was special summoned at this turn activates its effect on your opponent's side of the field, negate that effect, and if you do, destroy that card. This is useful against extra deck monsters, as most players are not patient. If they can activate an effect that turn, they will only walk into this trap. This card was first released in Judgment of the Light as a super rare on the 8th of August 2013, and its final release was as a common in the Master of Pendulum structure deck on the 3rd of December 2015. So being 2 years old deserved a reprint. The next card is Goblinburg. This is an Earth Warrior level 4 with 1400 attack and 0 defense, and its effect is, when this card is normal summoned, you can special summon one level 4 or lower monster from your hand. Also, after that, change this card to defense position. This card is used to go into rank 4 monsters or into a Link 2 Link monster. It was first released as a common in Generation Force on the 6th of August 2011, and last as a common in the Master of Pendulum structure deck as a common on the 3rd of December 2015. It did not need the reprint as it has had multiple reprints. The next card is Safe Zone. This is a continuous trap card that says, activate this card by targeting one face-up attack position monster on the field. That face-up monster cannot be targeted or destroyed by your opponent's card effects or be destroyed by battle. It cannot attack your opponent directly. When this card leaves the field, destroy that monster. When that monster leaves the field, destroy this card. This card was used within Beetle Lock to protect itself, and this card that has not seen play in some time, as this card could be easily returned to the hand to destroy that monster. This came out as a super rare in Extreme Victory on the 30th of April 2011, and as a common in Astral Pack 8 on the 23rd of October 2015, so therefore it needed the reprint. The next card is 1 for 1. This is a normal spell card that says, send one monster from your deck to the graveyard, special summon one level 1 monster from your deck or hand. This card is used within many synchro decks. It was first released in Raging Battle as a rare on the 2nd of May 2009, and lastly as a common in the Pendulum Domination structure deck on the 19th of January 2017. This has had a total of 9 forms of printing. The next card is Call of the Haunted. This is a continuous trap card that says, activate this card by targeting one monster in your graveyard, special summon that target in attack position. When this card leaves the field, destroy that target. When that target is destroyed, destroy this card. This is a revival card that sees much less play now, as there are better incarnations that came out. This first came out in Dark Beginning 1 as a super rare on the 12th of October 2004, and as a final release was as a common in the starter deck Link Strike on the 20th of July 2017, having multiple reprints. The next card is Nightbeam. This is a normal spell card that says, target one set spell or trap card your opponent controls, destroy that target. Your opponent cannot activate the targeted card in response to this card's activation. This card is good for instant removal, as your opponent cannot use the card. This was first released in Galactic Overlord as an ultra rare on the 28th of April 2012, and its last release was as a common in the Synchron Extreme structure deck on the 27th of August 2015. This was a couple of years ago, so it required the reprint. The next card is Blazing Mirror Force. This is a normal trap card that says, when an opponent's monster declares an attack, destroy as many attack position monsters your opponent controls as possible, and if you do, take damage equal to half the combined original attack of those destroyed monsters. Then inflict damage to your opponent equal to the damage you took. This card can cause a lot of monster destruction, alongside forcing both you and your opponent's life points closer to 0. This came out as a secret rare in Dimension of Chaos on the 5th of November 2015, and as a gold rare in the Premium Gold Infinite Gold on the 18th of March 2016, so it needed the reprint. The final card is Scapegoat. This is a quick play spell card that says, special summon 4 sheep tokens. These are Beast Earth attribute level 1s with 0 attack and 0 defense in defense position. They cannot be tributed for a tribute summon. You cannot summon other monsters the turn you activate this card, but you can normal set. This card has become a staple for many players to use in combination with their Link summons. It was first released in Tournament Pack 5 as a rare on the 1st of November 2005, and finally in the OTS Tournament Pack 5 as a common on the 3rd of August 2017. So it has had many reprints, so it has not needed any more. What do you think of the new card? Is it something you will make use of, or is it far too specific to be useful? And which of the reprints did you like from this list? Leave your comments down below, like the video if you enjoyed it, subscribe, click the bell for notifications, and as always, thank you for taking the time to watch this video. Lonely, lonely,